My name is Sophia Manolis, and I'm a senior at South High School. I am one of the 13 Youth Climate Intervenors who legally intervened in the Line 3 pipeline review process at the Public Utilities Station. I am speaking today on behalf of Rose Whipple, who is one of the other 13 intervenors, and due to unfortunate circumstances could not be here today. However, as one of the organizers of this event who is involved in many of the other efforts with MN Can't Wait, I am very excited to speak on behalf of Youth Climate Intervenors today. For those of you who don't know, Line 3 is a pipeline proposed by the oil company Enbridge that would run through northern Minnesota. It would go through Anishinaabe Treaty lands, sacred wild rice lakes, and the Mississippi headwaters. Line 3 would also exacerbate climate change, which, as we know, is causing an emergency around our globe right now. Way back in May 2017, the Youth Climate Intervenors filed a petition to intervene on the basis that we as youth are personally affected by the climate impacts that the Line 3 pipeline exacerbates. The social cost of carbon from the pipeline in just 30 years would be $287 billion. However, the pipeline would be in the ground for over 60 years, and it would lock us into a future of fossil fuel dependency when we are at a critical time in which we need to make the choices to move towards renewable energy and to prioritize safe and healthy futures for us all. Along with 5 indigenous tribes, Honor the Earth, Sierra Club, Friends of the Headwaters, and more groups, our group was granted intervening status in July 2017. Although we knew that this was something we deserved, it was a victory for us because we were the first group of youth to be granted legal standing in a pipeline review process in U.S. history. Throughout the process, we submitted numerous filings to the confusing e-docket system. We brought 10 expert witnesses to the stand who testified on our behalf in front of the PUC judge. We cross-examined Enbridge witnesses, and we wrote a 70-page legal brief arguing on behalf of the youth perspective. Despite the hundreds of hours of dedicated work that went into this process, there were still so many ways that the process was set up for us to fail. As youth, we were underestimated countless times, and even though the PUC told us we were right and patted us on the head, in the end, they said, "We are so impressed with your work and your contributions to this case, but we don't actually care." In June, the PUC granted the permits for Enbridge to build a pipeline, choosing against safe and healthy futures for my generation. This decision was heartbreaking for me and hundreds of other water protectors who worked so hard on this. But there is no way that it could ever have stopped the fight from continuing. The fight continues in the streets with people like us standing up for what we believe in. And it continues as the Youth Climate Intervenors continue to further our contributions to the legal process. We are excited to announce for the first time today that we are taking the PUC to court and we are filing an appeal on this decision. We are now represented by lawyers, and we are coming back stronger than we've ever come back before. This process was never meant to be easy for us. But as youth, we need our voices to not only be heard, but to be taken seriously. We are facing a climate crisis exacerbated by projects like Line 3, and we are the ones that are going to have to live with the harshest consequences of this emergency. We are coming together today to show you that we are united in our demands. Not only will we stop Line 3, we will push our state to prioritize alternatives that will ensure healthier futures for our generation. Yes! This is not something that we can ignore any longer. The youth are speaking out, and we need your support. Minnesota can't wait!